All right, today we're going to go over who your first couple hires should be once you actually start closing deals and making money and looking to grow your real estate wholesaling business, okay? So, if you follow these, you're going to have a lot of success. If you listen to other people in Intermin, I'm telling you they're wrong unless it's Jerry Norton, because I stole this advice from Jerry Norton. There you go. So, I'm a me. All right, so this is kind of the order that I did it, and this is what I think that y'all should do. I think you should just copy me, copying Jerry Norton. Here you go. So I think the first hire that you need to make should be a transaction coordinator. You could have a real human being be your transaction coordinator. That's fine. It'll be a little bit more money. Or you could have a virtual assistant do it. You can't go wrong here. If you want a human being, you put on Facebook who could be a transaction coordinator. If you want a virtual assistant for a lot cheaper, bing, bang, boom. Go to Upwork.com, get yourself a transaction coordinator. There's a ton of them in there. If you get a real human being, they're going to probably want at least $500 a transaction. You pay them $250 to start up each transaction. And on your assignment agreements, dude, bill your buyers and have your buyers pay the other $250 at closing. That's how most people do it. And if it's not $250 and $250, it's $300 and $300. It's not super expensive, but you shouldn't be doing the transaction coordination if you can help it. A good buddy and mentor of mine, Lencioni, told me that, oh, Nikki, you want to kill my mojo? You want to kill all my momentum? Get me involved in the transaction coordination. And it's very right. You could burn a whole day to that. And if you're burning a day or two to transaction coordination, you're not doing any more deals and you're not selling any more deals. It's not a good idea. Both of those are beat a ski. So get yourself a transaction coordinator. Very simple. Okay? And that'll free up a ton of time. As soon as you get that contract inked with that seller, ideally you never talk to that seller again. The transaction coordinator fully takes over. You do an intro call with them and then they run with it. As soon as you get the buyer and lock up the contract, you never talk to the buyer again. All you should be talking to is just one transaction coordinator dealing with everything. Oh my goodness, it'll save you a lot of time so you can focus on doing more deals. All right, so the next hire that you should do, okay? Somebody to drive your ass around to your appointments. If you're not appointment based, all right, you don't got to worry about this. Not the end of the world. But if you're an appointment based person, or your business model is appointment based, a lot of people rush this and they get an acquisitions person right up front. I think it's a mistake. I don't think that you should do that. I think instead you hire a driver, and because the reason I say this is because it is a fraction of the cost to hire a driver. Maybe that driver will end up costing you roughly a stack a week. Whatever, it's $4,000 a month. A mid acquisitions person, they're not going to work for you unless they can make $10,000 a month. It's more than double the cost, and oh man, there's going to be a big learning curve. It's easier to hire a driver so that you can do all your work in the car and you don't kill any time. I know for me, my appointments are anywhere from 30 minutes away to an hour and a half away. Oh my goodness. That means every single appointment at a minimum is an hour travel. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? And also, this person will be a gopher. If you just hire them full time for anywhere from $20 an hour to $25 an hour, bro, they'll also be a gopher. Forget going to the grocery store like a Momo. Forget picking up the Target order that your girlfriend puts in. Like a Momo. You shouldn't be doing any of that gopher work, and you shouldn't be driving. Those are two dorky activities, and you can hire that out. That should, after the transaction coordinator, that should be your next hire. Someone to be your personal driver and your personal gopher, so you can only focus on what's important, and so that your time, the traveling time to and from appointments or anything that you got going on for the day is not just dead, killed time. Imagine losing 3 hours a day in travel. An idiot does that. A smart person doesn't, I promise. Then the next hire that you should get is help in the home, bro. Again, before you get an acquisitions person and before you get a dispo person, help in the home. If you're a single dude, what that should consist of is a house cleaner, someone to do all your cleaning, all your laundry, and for real, they should be doing your food. They should be making your food, like doing your food, prepping your meals. You could find probably someone to be full time with this. Another maybe, I don't know, $20 an hour, bro. I think that's really, really generous. And I'm in the Northeast. You Midwest and you Southern people, it's probably way cheaper, that ticket. But in the Northeast, that's probably a decent rate. You single dudes, anywhere from 20 to $30 an hour, really. You shouldn't be doing any of that stuff. And if you're married and you got kids, bro, you better get a mommy's helper. Maybe they're at least at a minimum. If you're not a mommy's helper, the same thing. A house cleaner, someone to do all the laundry. You're like, there's no reason you all need to be doing that. Because let's say you got an acquisitions person or a dispo person to free up the time so you have more time to do, like to help, like to be at home. What is your wife gonna say? Daddy, help me with the dishes. Daddy, help me with the laundry. You replaced a task that was really, so basically you're hiring off of a task that requires a lot of skill and a huge amount of importance, and you're trading that to go do something that you could replace very, very, very easily. It's like all low-level tasks. Silly. Don't do that. Boom. You get the house cleaner or the meal prep or whatever they are going to be, but they need to be doing all your cleaning, all your laundry. And if you're a single dude, maybe have them do your meal prep. What the heck? We don't have them do that. My wife is the best cook that there ever was. So instead, the number one priority is help with our children. Help with our children, and then the cleaning comes next. So those are your hires. With a transaction coordinator, a driver, and a housekeeper, bro, you could easily run it up just yourself, doing acquisitions and just yourself doing dispo. You could easily run up $100 a month, no problem, without any other help. Then from there, it's real. If you're already doing $100 a month consistently, it's real easy to add on an acquisitions guy, because, bro, you only have to pay him 10% instead of, if you were making less, paying him 20%. And like, you actually have enough money to pay these people, number one, but number two, to go through the learning curve of bringing these new people on. You always make a lot less money at first when you bring new people on. And it's better to wait until you've been stacking up that money for a little bit before you rush and do that. It'll be way less stressful, I promise. I've tried to hire a bunch of people before. My pockets were deep and before I was super, super ready, and it's never worked out. And if you try to get an acquisitions person anyway and they can't make a bare minimum of 10 a month, bro, anyone good is going to leave you. Like, good acquisitions people are making 20, 30 a month at a lot of these big companies. I really mean it. They're making like 20, 30 a month, good acquisitions people. Like, if they can't foreseeably make that with you, they will leave. I promise they will leave if they're good. So, bro, you just wait. You wait. Focus on yourself, get to at least 100 a month, and then worry about getting acquisitions and a dispo person. But if you hire a driver, number one, a transaction coordinator, number one, a driver, number two, and then if you hire a housekeeper / food prepper or housekeeper / mommy's helper, bro, you'll have plenty of time to do enough revenue producing activities to easily run up 100 a month, as long as you're doing the right type of marketing. You know, we do all inbound marketing for the most part. So, like, for us, man, my just real estate doesn't take up too much of my time, because the only time I spend is exclusively revenue producing activities. So there you go. Happy hunting. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Hey, don't.